Welcome to the module 3. In module 3, we will be talking about how we can convert the PDB files which were processed in the previous module to PDB-Qt files. Autodoc Vina requires PDB-Qt file, otherwise it's not going to function. So that is why it's really important that you have Autodoc tool installed and you have also converted the PDB files into PDB-Qt files. Don't worry, I'll explain everything in detail, step by step. You have to follow along with me. And if you are able to do all the steps, you should be able to convert your PDB files into PDB-Qt files. Once you convert the PDB-Qt files accurately, what will happen that you need to provide the active site information for molecular docking. You need to provide the grid box information using Autodoc tools, and that I'll also explain in very much detail, and how you can get those parameters and where to paste those parameters for your molecular docking experiments. Everything will be covered in this module. So without any delay, let's start the module. Alright, so now you have to open the Autodoc tools and MGM tools. So in this case, I'll show you what we have to do step by step. Now we have that ligand file that we are going to process by using Autodoc tools. So in this case, what we have to do is first we have to go to the file, we have to read molecule, and then we have to go to the specific directory where we have saved. In our case, it's docking. We have a lig file, which is PDB file, right? So it's going to select all the supported files. That is why we are seeing all those files. If you are not able to see the files, then you have to change the file format to all supported files. So now what you do is you click on lig, and immediately the ligand molecule will be imported into this particular software, and this is how it's going to represent the molecule. Now what we have to do is we have to select the molecule. We have to click right over here, so it is going to get yellow highlighted, and then we have to add polar hydrogens. So you can add polar hydrogen from various options, including go to edit. You can add hydrogen, and you can click on add hydrogen, and then you go to polar hydrogen only and you click on that, and you can see polar hydrogen being added in this particular structure right over here. So this is great. Right, so this is the step 1 that is very, very important. Now what you have to do is we have to define the center of the torsion tree in this case. So we have the option that will identify where this molecule is flexible, which are the bonds that are going to be flexible, which are the bonds that are not going to be flexible, and that can be automatically detected by using Vina, and you can manually change it also, right? So for that, what you have to do is we have to basically go to the ligand right over here, and then we have to choose right over here input, and then we have to choose, and then lig is already over there, and we'll click on that, and it's going to give a summary of the ligand molecule, and you will just say yes, and you can actually see the ligand molecule change its color slightly differently, and this is the molecule that you have. Now we have to detect the torsion tree for this one, so we'll go to ligand and then torsion tree, and then we have to click on the detect root. As you can see over here, this green colored dot is highlighted over here, and this is automatically it's been detected. Most of the time it's fine, but if you think that you have another region in this particular molecule that can change its conformation, or the bond is rotatable, you can actually manually select that. If you want to basically add or remove the flexible bonds, in this case you can do that. Right, so the next step is what you have to do is now we have to save this ligand molecule as a PDB-Qt file. So I'll go to the ligand, and I'll go to the output, and then save it as a PDB-Qt, and you can direct to the folder which is docking in this case, and save it as a PDB-Qt called ligand.pdb-qt file. So it's been saved. This is how you're going to save it, and this ligand molecule is saved. You can go back and check it in the same folder, and if you go to the same folder, you can actually see ligand PDB-Qt file is there, and that is not going to be read by any other tools. Only you have Autodoc tool or MGM tool that can read this particular file. Although you can convert the files by using other softwares also. So this is the optimized lig.pdb-qt file. Now we have to process our second structure, which is the protein molecule, and how we're gonna process the protein molecule. It's also very, very defined steps we need to follow and get the particular protein molecule processed by using MGM tools or Autodoc tools, and then we'll use those protein structures for molecular docking. Right, so let's again go back to the software, and we can simply delete this for now. Right, so we'll click on that, and we can right click delete this, and now let's again get the molecule by going to the file, read molecule. In this case, we are going to read the receptor. And then as you can see, this particular protein molecule, the REC receptor molecule that we have processed is being imported into the protein, into this particular software as the stick representation, not the sticks, but the line representation. Now you can actually see you have to process this particular protein structure. And let's do, first thing, that is click on that particular protein, and we have to go to the edit and then add the hydrogens. In this case, add hydrogen, and then in this case we are going to add the polar hydrogens, and we'll say yes. So you can actually see the white heads appeared on various structures. So we have successfully added the hydrogens, polar hydrogens, in this particular protein structure. It's very, very important to do this particular step, and you can actually see the protein molecule containing its the hydrogens that are required. Now next is we have to go to the grid, the option that is available right over here. We'll go to grid, we'll go to macromolecule. So if I click on over here, we'll go to macromolecule, and then we have to choose. So we'll choose the receptor in this case, right? Initially we have selected the ligand. Now in this case, macromolecule that we are selecting is this ligand molecule, and then we'll get some warning. And then immediately what it's going to do is it's going to ask me to save this PDB QT file. Now in this case, it's automatic option that you are getting. Although in case of ligand, you have to store the PDB QT file manually. So I'll go to desktop, and I'll go to the docking folder, which is right over here. I'll click on that, and I'll save this, and immediately what will happen, and you can ignore these warnings, and what will happen that this particular receptor file is also being saved as PDB QT. So successfully what you have done is you have saved this particular file, ligand file, as PDB QT file. You have successfully saved the receptor file as receptor PDB QT file. This is the most important task that you have to perform before performing the molecular docking with the ligand molecule. Okay, after converting those files that are required for molecular docking, now we need to identify that particular site or the position where we want to dock the molecule. And you can change your strategy depending upon your experiment, what you want to do. You can give entire protein as the molecule where ligand molecule can bind anywhere. You can map the allosteric sites by using this strategy. Another one is you can give specific sites to the ligand molecule where the ligand molecule, natural ligand molecule, is bound, right? So we are going to, I'm going to show you the both of the strategies, but you can, depending upon your specific requirement, you can decide which strategy you want to follow. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this particular structure and then restart again, because many people use their own methods to find out that particular grid box. I'll show you the method that I use. So I'm going to show you the strategy that I follow for getting the grid box for that particular molecular docking experiment. So what I do is I basically first I'll go to this particular structure that we have initially we got from that particular PDB website. So as you can see over here, this is the protein molecule that we got from the PDB. Now I need that particular specific domain that I have extracted. So how I can identify which one is that particular domain. So I'll take my receptor protein, I'll just drag it over here. It's going to immediately overlap with that particular domain that I was working with. So I'll select the chains and I'll delete all the extra chains, and then I'll delete it, delete selection, not selection, sorry, we'll delete after selecting these chains, we'll delete the atoms or remove atoms. Now I can see that this is the protein molecule that I was working, and you can also initially when you are processing, you can save this structure as a separate protein ligand complex, because you require this complex when you are trying to identify that particular site in the Autodoc tools to get all those XYZ dimensions. So in this case, I'm going to delete my receptor right over here. Its job is done, delete object, and I'm going to remove the water molecules so that I'm not getting any interference when I'm performing my experiment. So as you can see, I need this protein with the ligand also. So I'll save this file as export molecule as PDB, and I'm going to change this to PDB file. Right over here, I'll just say this is the pro or REC and underscore LIG. So this is the complex. Okay, we need that complex. So initially you can, when you are deleting all those things, you can save this complex. Now we'll go back to the Autodoc tools. We'll go to read molecules. We will identify that particular molecule that we have saved, recept_lig. We'll open it up, and as you can see now, it will be by default it is going to open in the line representation. Now you can change the representation. As you can see over here, you have different dots. You can change it into a stick representation immediately. You can use it and change it to sphere. You can basically change it into a cartoon representation. You have to hide everything else. Clearly, you can see the structure in cartoon representation. You can also use another one, that is the surface representation, and this is how you can get all the different representations of the molecule. Okay, so this is how you can actually see all the representations, but you need to find out the representation where you can actually see the ligand molecule. At the same time, you can also see the protein molecule. It is really important when we are trying to identify the structure. So you can hide everything, and even you can just keep the line representation. You can go to display. You can further from display, you can go to ribbon and SNB. This is the option that you have to select, and then another option will pop up, and in this one you have to click OK. And as you can see over here, now representation is showing with the ribbon and also the small molecule. You have to hide the line representation, and you can clearly see now this. If you zoom in, you can clearly see this is your ligand molecule, which is bound to this particular protein receptor. And you can, if you want, you can actually show different representation, but I think that is very, very clear right over here where the active site is. Now our job is to identify the parameters that we require, and those parameters, we have to save those parameters in a specific text file. So that file, I'll be providing that file along with all those files that I'm using for this particular experiment. And then you can simply download and use that particular file. I'll also explain what are the different, parameters that I'm providing in that particular file and why it is important to understand those parameters also. Okay, let's go and open the text file. So I have a simple text file that I've used for my docking experiment that I'll also provide you. I'll minimize this one. That text file is already there in the folder that we are working with. I just pasted it right over here. It is just a simple plain text file, and what are the different components that are there. If we open this particular file by using any text editor, you should be able to see the content. And as you can see right over here, what we have is the first line will show you which receptor you are working with. So in this case, in our case, we have a receptor which is LASR, right? But we have named it differently. So I'll parallelly open another folder where all the files are so that you can understand why we are using what names we are using. So here you can see this is the receptor. In our case, receptor is REC. And PDB-QT will be there. So REC, I'm going to change that. Next is ligand. There is no need to change this. This is by default. Autodoc Vina is going to read that. Next is, in our case, just LIG is the ligand. And then if you have compound 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then you can name them accordingly. And this is the output file. So in what way you are going to get the output file, it depends upon your experimental need. In this case, I'm just getting the DOC file. DOCK file as the name, dock.pdbqt file, and then we have center X, center Y, center Z, size X, Y, Z, and then exhaustiveness that we can use for our experiment, that how much time, how much resources we want to put into this experiment. Okay, so now as you can see over here, we need these data points. These data points will come from the grid box that we'll create. So we'll go back to Autodoc Vina, Autodoc tools. So as you can see over here, we have the ligand molecule. Now we need to get that particular grid box. So what I'll do is I'll go to grid, I'll go to grid box. Now grid box, as you can see, immediately a grid box got generated into the center of that particular active site. And as you can see, this is very nice fit. This is a nice fit for the grid box to be there, and you can directly use that even if you are doing some exploration, or you can also narrow it down. So what I'll do is I'll narrow it down a little bit. So as you can see, you need to cover the ligand molecule to get the actual active site. So as you can see over here, you can move this box by using these buttons. So this is going to move, and this is going to change the size of this box. So as you can see over here, so probably I'm going to use increase the size a little bit, and then and you have to at the same time move this in this direction also, because you cannot have a very large grid box, right? And then you can move the grid box in the direction, and you can actually see we need to actually move this in in the blue color zone, or you have to increase the size a little bit, and now it's getting covered. So I can move it like that. So as you can see, the edge of the ligand molecule and the top of the ligand molecule on that side. So if we can slightly enhance the size of this, it's going to probably cover this ligand. And you have to check on the sides also. So let's focus on the sides. So I think we have quite a significant amount of space on that side, so we can go to the green one and then we can narrow it down, right? So depending upon your experimental need, you can define the grid box, and you can define the specific requirement of the grid box. As you can see, more defined grid box you can provide, probably it's going to take a little bit less time to find out the useful interactions, but it's up to your requirement, your experimental requirements, that what kind of grid box you want to use. Now this is how you can clearly see, and you can for your own experiment you can refine it. I'm going to use this grid box directly, and you can take the screenshot of this one so that you don't lose that information, or at the same time you can just fill that information right over here. So what I'm going to do, as you can see over here, this is X center information. So this is the X center information. I'm going to copy this and then again open this. This is the X center information, so I'm going to paste this information right over here. This is Y center information. I'm going to take and paste it over here simply, and this is the Z center information, and that I'm going to paste right over here. Okay, so I think there was some error in copying this particular information, so I have to redo this. Let's redo it. Okay, so 25.155, 38.591, 41.183. Great. And then we have to size, we have to take the size information from X, Y, and Z, which in this case you can just type 28 and then 16 and then further 38. And then exhaustiveness, you can just simply keep 54 or multiple of 8s. You can just keep for doing a quick molecular docking. You can select 16, but I can, depending on how much computational power you have, you can select the larger value, even 64. So as you can see over here, I need to save this file, and I think I have created this particular the file for my docking accurately. So I will just close this. Another thing that I want to tell you, that the name of that particular file, the name of the file will be config, C-O-N-F-I-G. I'll tell you because when we'll use the command to run Autodoc Vina, we need to give the file name over there. So be consistent, just name this file as config, and then you can directly use that particular command. So this is how you can get the grid box around the ligand molecule and use that information for molecular docking. So I think right now we have the information that we require. We actually collected most of the information that we require. Now it's time for us to perform the molecular docking directly. So now let's move on to the next module, where we will be covering docking using Autodoc Vina.